Welcome, everybody, again to another Jazz Matters podcast. I'm here with my co-host, the great Vaughn Coulter, over at Jazz Beats Radio. Say, what's going on, Vaughn?
Well, everything is as crazy as usual in the world that's going on around us. So this is our haven. This is
Yes, it
where we
is.
meet at to kind of get out of the confusing state of things. But other than that, it's a blessing to be here, and it's a blessing to see you again, my friend.
Thanks, man. We're going to be joined a little bit later by guitarist Reginald Ward. Now, Reginald has he's been around Atlanta quite a while, and the thing is, he has actually gone and done some solo stuff, and he's also worked with several artists that are household names, and we're going to get him in here in a little bit and talk about him and his musical adventures and his career. And we'll wait until he actually go ahead and give us the feed for him. And in the meantime, Vaughn, I know we had talked a little bit about the gamut that most actors have to run into when they're doing theater or television. And by you being an actor that has done both, kind of give us a little bit of the heads up on really the, you know, the groundwork on this thing, you know?
Well, it started, I put it this way. I know when I jump into something, I jump into it, head first. And but the thing about it is, are we back? Yeah.
Yeah, you're back now.
Got a call. I had a call coming in there. Wow.
Oh, okay.
That
I
was
was
the
wondering what
first.
cut you out. I didn't want to move
Well, I'm glad.
anything.
Yeah, that was the first. I'll get back with him, whoever it was. But anyway, it started. I mean, it started in the theater, really, you know, and it wasn't like anything that I wasn't used to as far as performing is concerned. I you know as a musician, you start studying under certain other musicians that are that have legendary statuses and things like that. So I got my training through an actress who had studied theater and acting in New York, and laid the groundwork for me to find out exactly what I could do and how I could put myself in the position to become a fine actor. But then again, I often say that it's not anything I want to. I'll never say I've perceived or achieved perfection in the business. You never want to come to that level, because where else you got to go? So everything is still a learning process, and so everything is as a work in progress. And I know as musicians, I think you guys achieve that same level of playing. I mean, of ability. You always want to keep learning and then exploring certain things. And the same thing rides with being an actor, because you work with other actors on stage that have a certain level of professionalism beyond yours, and being able to achieve character status and psychoanalyzing what it takes to put yourself in the position you need to be in as an actor. So I was fortunate enough to come along in Atlanta at the time to work along some very prominent people in the business. One of them was a gentleman by the name of Tony Vaughn, who was pretty much a mentor of mine. And Tony and I became real close friends during my introduction into the business. Tony was cast, he's known for playing the Colonel on the Meet the Browns TV series, Tyler Perry production. Oh, and yeah. So, with meeting Tony, I met many famous other actors that have gone on to doing great things, like Kenny Leon, yeah. Who went to New York and started directing plays up there, and his famous wife, Carol Mitchell, and worked with her on several occasions. And then it just kind of ballooned from there. And so, you know, the acting skills all were created on the stage. And that's the groundwork for it. You know, I think if you're really going to start off in the business, it's best to start off where the basics are learned.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Platform.
And I think Reggie.
I think we're about ready to have Reggie join us here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it now. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
I'm ready, fellas.
Okay.
Sorry about the slight delay.
Well, you can turn your camera on, and you'll be even less. You know, it'll be less burden on you.
Okay. Wait a minute, Edwin. Hold it.
Oh,
Kind of new at this game, man. Y'all got to work with me now. I'm a beginner.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Yeah, just turn the camera on. You'll be straight. And
Do I have it right?
you're not
it
in
it
yet.
should be like a little camera with a red line through it, and you just want to touch that.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at me, but I've lost you guys. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Let me go get some
okay.
help. Hold on for a minute. Yeah. So you can tell I'm not the best computer guy going. Hold on for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Vaughn, when you get in there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you could let us know.
Yeah, I can. You know what? I don't mind. Lost the
What happened?
no. I put the camera on and then I lost them.
Well, Reggie, you can, when you get ready to come in, you can just pop on in, man, because you're already basically in. It's just that
As long as you can
camera. See but what's happening though, when I hit the camera, then I lose you guys. Now I got the camera on. I see you, but you don't see me, right?
right. And all you basically it should work where all you do is hit your camera and you should see us unless you got something over the camera lens.
No. I don't know, Evan. Wait, let me see. Oh, your horses.
No, we're good. Vaughn, you can yeah, there you are, Reg. You're almost
I got
there.
it. Okay.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah, the configurations were kind of different.
Oh,
There's
there you
I've never done Zoom before.
Well, now.
Okay, but I got it now. Okay,
well,
I'm
welcome,
ready. Sorry.
welcome to the land of Zoom.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, we are here, Reggie, with Vaughn Coulter, who is with Jazz Beats Radio, and Jazz Beats Radio is a station that is affiliated with iHeartRadio, right, Vaughn?
That's correct.
Yeah, so they get very good coverage, man. And it's somebody you need to know, Reggie. That's why I got you here.
I appreciate it, Edwin. Thank you for thinking about me, man.
All right, and Reggie, for all those who don't know you, and I know there are a lot of people in the metro area that know you, but as far as the rest of the audience go around the world, just tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you got started in the business.
Okay, I was born in Albany, Georgia, and I was a musician all through school, playing clarinet. I got inspired to play guitar, started playing guitar in Albany, and got, in Albany at the time I came up, it was a lot of military bases, so they had a lot of, had a real vibrant nightlife, and we had a lot of musicians and bands come through. So I was able to hook up early with a lot of recording groups. I went on the road. Once I got out of high school, I went on the road. So that started me in the music, playing professionally. And then one thing led to another. I went to the service, went to the Navy, moved to Atlanta, and once again kept playing with a lot of recording groups and played a lot of clubs in the city, did a lot of recordings, got with the SOS Band. I'm kind of just moving along real fast.
That's okay.
SOS Band in the 70s. And I kind of got away from that. I left that band in the 80s, came back with SOS in early 90s. I've been with them ever since, over 25 years. And I also I was with a lot of different groups, but I mean, Bobby Bird. But my most recent groups are the SOS Band and Fred Wesley and the New JBs. I was doing that, touring with those two bands up until the pandemic hit. So that's a quick run through, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And during the times you were with Fred Wesley, that was about you did quite a decent run with him, right? Are you still working with him? You know.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
the pandemic has shut everything down.
Right,
I got
yeah.
with Fred. See, I was with Bobby in the early 90s. Bobby Bird.
Right,
It started
right.
with Bobby Bird.
Mhm.
James Brown thing about 93. Then I got with Fred in 99. And I've been with him ever since.
Okay.
Between Fred and SOS, between the
Right.
two groups. So far as touring bands go, I was still
Right,
doing a
right.
lot of other stuff, local stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Now on that end also, you were doing some stuff. You done some stuff earlier on with Jimmy Smith, right? The organist.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What happened? Jimmy Jackson, remember, great.
Yeah.
God bless his soul. He's not with us now, but he got me to fill in for Phil Upchurch. That was
Right.
Jimmy Smith's guitar player at that
Right.
time.
Mm.
So he had a week of engagements, and I filled in for Phil Upchurch, man, and it was quite a experience. Believe me.
Hey
It
man,
was
I've heard the
busy, but let me
stories.
say,
Trust me.
but man, I was, but the first gig, where the first gig Edwin was here in Atlanta. It was the King's Fest.
Okay.
That was and then I was terrified. Jimmy, he didn't have any charts.
Right.
Jimmy just he just started playing.
Right.
Mm.
You have to listen. You don't know what song, what nothing is. And so it took me a minute to get used to his method, and then he would also have a part of the show where he would feature the guitarist solo playing, which is something I hadn't developed at that time.
Okay.
So and starting here in Atlanta at home, I was like, oh no. But after a few hits with him, I got kind of used to what he was doing. And I started, because most of the songs were like basic standards, but he had his way of playing them. So once you hear the melody, you kind of know where you are. But it was a treat, man. Enjoyed it.
Now, what did you do to get into the standards? Did you just basically go to jam sessions, or what did you do to actually hear the standards before you got with Jimmy in order to be able to recognize them?
Well, my mother played piano. And she had all of those songs, man. Books and the big 78 recordings. And
right.
So a lot of them I knew from her.
Okay.
And then being in the school band, we played a lot. The jazz band in school, we played a lot of stuff. So, and playing with other groups around Atlanta. Atlanta at one time, the earlier years, there was a lot of jazz guys playing a lot of standards then.
Yeah, right.
So I had that experience helped me a lot.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah.
With all that, coming on up through the years, especially the years that you're playing years around Atlanta here, what was the most influential group of musicians you were with at that time, coming through Atlanta, as far as you playing in groups and everything? And I know that for a while you kind of laid a little low, doing some other things, but then when you got back out there, what was the musicianship like at that time for you, as well as the musicians you were playing with?
It was a lot of talented guys. You, for one, Edwin, can leave you out, my friend.
All right.
And that was Rod Smith, the brothers, Ojeda Penn. It was a lot of top-notch musicians, because there were places that you could play and you could see a lot of music, different types of music. I mean, there are places now, but it's not the same, because you had places where people would, well, one thing, you had bands that stayed together, that rehearsed, you know what I'm saying? Because there was enough work that you could stay together with one band without having to move around so much. And there were a lot of talented guys, man. There was one of my favorite players. I'm so bad with names now, man. You have to forgive me if I don't think of him. The brother played guitar with Freddie Cole. He recently passed.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jerry Bird.
Yeah, Jerry Bird, man.
Yeah.
And then it was another brother that passed. Used to be at 200 South. There was a lot of great musicians at 200 South on the jam session.
Orlando,
you remember?
and all those cats.
Oh, man. So many. Orlando Pumphrey, remember the guitarist? Used to have the guitar.
Right. Yeah.
Then Russell Malone, man.
Right.
So it was a lot of great players, man. Jimmy Jackson drums. So
Right.
during that time, it was musicians, great musicians all over the city. And I imagine there are some here now. You just don't get a chance to hear them nowhere.
Right.
You know?
And you think that's because it's just the environment now, or, you know, like they don't have, because Vaughn and I have spoken about this before about the city of Atlanta, where there are no more platforms for musicians. And
Right.
see, that's one of the reasons why I put together Jazz Matters, which is it's a nonprofit organization, but we are here to give the resident talent a platform to perform. I mean, I remember exactly what you said when I first came here. I could go to, there were so many clubs and so many bands, and so many places to play.
Everywhere.
It was like it was the place to be, for a lot of the musicians in the South, And but we had talked about that, and coming from you, and you actually echoing exactly what I said, on other casts. It proves that it's a needed, Jazz Matters is a needed platform. The platform itself gives resident talent the exposure. It gives resident talent a voice, so to say.
Right.
And I'd like to really see us, once this pandemic is over. Now we're going to be doing some virtual stuff at Jazz Matters. So, we'll give people a chance to see you and other musicians around Atlanta doing virtual concerts. So we'll get back into that, but I'm gonna ask Vaughn. Reggie has been around. We've known each other a long time. Anything you want to ask him about Atlanta? Because you know enough about it from the actor's perspective.
Yeah. But I don't go back as far as you guys do.
But
I will tell you,
don't date me like that.
I like that. I like that.
I only want to know, I can't imagine. Well, let me just ask you this one question, Reggie. What was your age when you first joined Jimmy Smith? How old were you?
I was still kind of, the living room lounge, that was in the 90s. I was, I guess, in my 40s something.
Okay. I would just, for some reason, I thought you might have been younger, because what was that? I can attest to that. A long time. Yeah. I was going to ask you about the impact of what that, because you said you were a nervous wreck coming into playing
that first gig, because I didn't know any. Listen, I had come from we were playing constant. It was a club called the Living Room Lounge. It was a house gig. Like, I think we played Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we played all types of music. It was a real good band. We had been there for years. We were very tight, but I was not prepared for that at the time. I hadn't been playing a lot of his type of jazz. We played different types of jazz. But when Jimmy came, and then there was most groups, you have a format. Well, we're going to play this, or we're going to play that, and it's in this key, it's in that key. Jimmy didn't tell me nothing. What I did, I went to his hotel room to meet him.
Right.
And he said, let me play something. So I played what I played, and then he laughed at my guitar. I had like a solid body. Jazz players use a big fat.
Yeah.
I had a little solid body. I think it was a Strat or something. He was laughing at my guitar. What is that you playing? And so that didn't help me. That didn't help my nerves at all, of course. So it was just that, man. I had to just go for it. Even with the nervousness and a lot of performing in new situations, nerves are always there, man. People might think it's always you're calm, but you're not. And I think that helps give you the edge. That is energy. You don't know what to expect. You prepared for it, but you never know until it starts, and then it kind of goes away. But yeah, it was quite an experience, man.
I can feel you when you're going back there for that moment. I can understand what you were going through.
My God, man. But it got better as the days, because I did about 5 days with him. We did different. We did it was a festival up in Boston. It was an organ trio festival. I can't, but the girl used to play drums on Arsenio Hall, Carrington. I can't
Terry
remember.
Lynn Carrington. Terry Lynn
Yes,
Carrington.
her father
Yeah.
was an organ. So her father played Jimmy Smith. It was a big thing. And then I did the W.C. Handy Blues
the
Festival in
festival, yeah.
Alabama. So
Right.
I did that with him. So
That
we did
festival.
some real, some real nice
Wow.
dates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I can
Jimmy,
just, I can't even imagine. I mean, you know, it's like
man,
you like Edwin and I were just talking about it because I've done acting for over 30 years, and it's like when you get to work with some people that, you know, because I've worked alongside, to be honest with you, it was fortunate for me because I got to meet him during the table read when I was working on a film called Miss Evers Boys. I was sitting across the table from Ozzie Davis. Of all people, Ozzie Davis, the legendary, who was married to Ruby Dee. And it just the impact and all. I didn't want to act like I was in awe or anything. I was like, well, I'm a professional actor. I can take this, you know. But of course. But when his voice, he sounded like if there, you know, we all know there's a God, and if there was that voice, he had it that
the
day.
voice of God.
And so he was just one of the most warmest, just truthful, honest, humblest men you possibly will ever meet. And we had a conversation about what we were doing there and how we were going to make it work and happen and everything. And he just made me feel like I was like so part of everybody else. And he told me, you are part of this production. And I was like so overwhelmed by that. But, you know, hats off to you to being able to get in there with Jimmy and do what you needed to do, man. That must have been some time.
It was because I mean I grew up with, you know, learning the guitar. Jimmy Smith, Wes Montgomery.
Right.
Jimmy was considered one, and I'm playing with him, you know. So you know, it was the same kind of reaction I had.
Yeah.
So Reggie,
I
saw where you got a post. You got some new music out, right?
Yeah, I got a tune out. I got just one. I'm doing like the old days. Remember when James Brown put out 45?
Yeah.
So I got singles. I got this first one is called Quarantine Blues. Yeah, it's out there, man, and it's doing good. I'm getting a lot of hits from it.
Yeah. Now,
William Green and I collaborated on that.
Okay. So where can you go to hear the Quarantine Blues on all the formats or all of the download formats? It's on YouTube. The only thing, Edwin, what I did was it's kind of tricky. When I was writing, you know, I got CD Baby to distribute this stuff. Right.
So when I was writing it, I left out the N. I misspelled it. Quarantine. I left out the N. So it's like quarantine. So when you try to find it, sometimes it's you have to put Reggie Ward with it and it'll come up. But hopefully they'll correct it. I wrote them and told them, and they say it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to correct that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, YouTube has got it.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you want to purchase it, it's on CD Baby or iTunes or Amazon, all of the download formats. Yeah.
Okay. So, but you got that out now. Now you did have a project out before that was actually a full
long
CD.
time ago, 2007. I was trying to, you know, I got so frustrated, Edwin, and I wanted to learn to record. So I got Pro Tools, and I tried. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours, and I found out how much it takes to do all of that. Man.
Well, see, the trick with Pro Tools. The trick with Pro Tools was, well, it wasn't a trick, but the thing is, with Pro Tools was actually designed for engineers. It wasn't not necessarily designed for musicians. You know?
I found that out, man.
Yeah.
But you know, see, I knew what songs were about, how to, you know, bass part, the parts. Yeah. But that was just a small part of it.
Right.
The engineering aspect. Very small. So I said, and hats off to engineers like yourself, because you always been in that mindset, you know. But that's heavy.
Yeah.
So I got Logic now. I'm better at it, but I still don't know it like I need to. I can put down my idea, and what I've been doing lately, I can put people send me tracks. I can put guitar parts. I know how to do that very well.
Yeah.
But the overall production stuff, no, I have to go to somebody that knows it. You get the best result.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Fred before you get out of here. And
Okay.
now you guys toured quite a bit during the year, per year,
Yeah.
right? And most of it's overseas.
Yeah.
What was that like? I know that, you know, overseas wasn't anything new to you, because I know we both were overseas at one point at the same time. But
That's
with
right.
Fred, with Fred and that crew, that has to be a different kind of experience for you.
Yeah, it was. It was fun, man. We went, and Fred would go. We would go at least 5 times a year, and Fred would go some places, man, I never knew existed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, and you got to imagine all this is from James Brown.
Right.
James Brown music is just phenomenal, man. And
Right.
you know that, bro.
Oh,
I mean, it's every crack and crevice all over the world. And Fred, you know, being a part of it, we and a good group of guys. And Fred is one of the sweetest humans, not just band leader. You know, band leaders sometimes are kind of like any leader can be. I know it's a difficult job, you know, but he handles it like he's just a part of the band. He's like a musician's musician. You know what I mean? He's a great guy to work with, man. Great guy, and he's just a down-to-earth guy. Yeah. Very talented, constantly writing songs.
Right. So during the pandemic,
I recorded about 6 albums with him.
Yeah. Now, during this pandemic and everything, have you communicated with him at all?
Yeah, I talked to him. I called him about maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So he's still cool. Still writing.
Yeah, he was kind of going through it at first. He was not, I don't know. Fred was like us, you know, you'd always go somewhere and sit in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how we play just to play, and he didn't have the opportunity to do that. He was kind of down and out. But last time I talked to him, he was okay. Because we all, but you know, but when it first happened, we all were kind of in shock because it was something we had never dealt with before.
Yeah, and it's true, and it's like I was talking to I think Vaughn. We talked about that a little bit, where a lot of players and musicians, and I'm pretty sure a lot of actors and other artists went through a slight depression. And the thing about it is, but they knew at some point they had to come out of it, because technically, I was told. I was sitting around the house trying to figure out what to do. And my wife was saying, "You're not practicing." And I'm going, "What?" You know, and I had to snap myself out of everything, you know, and then readjust and everything else, you know. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, because I started doing stuff here in the house and putting it online. I started just doing stuff on Facebook. Yeah. Just to do something. Yeah. And then I got used to it, like we all did, and came out of it. Because musicians, one thing about us, we had to be so many different things over the years and so many places. So we're like chameleons. Yeah,
and the thing is,
artists, period.
Yeah, we're kind of over socialist in a sense. You know, over, you know, like we have to socialize, you know, and interact with people of all phases, you know, at all the time, because you know how it is. We run into the crazies just like anybody else, and we deal with them. You know what I'm saying? We deal with it. And when that was shut down, it was like, oh man, we was having withdrawal. You know?
Yeah, we did. I know. I went through it. That's a good way. That's a very good way to put it.
But that's it, man. And fortunately, you know, we do see light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. So that's a good thing, you know, and
it is.
And I know that it's been a strange year for us. Where it hadn't even been a year yet, but it feels like it's been 10,
6 months. About 6 months.
It feels like 6 years, you know.
It does.
but
it does, man.
Wow. But it made me think of a lot of other things, you know, like how
me too.
You know, how other things could happen, but it also pulled something else out of me that I wanted to do.
Out of you, exactly.
Yeah. And so
exactly.
That's some of the things that I'm trying to do now. And
then you know what too, Edwin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It also it showed me things I can do without.
Yes.
That I thought you know what I mean?
And you find out there's so much you can do without.
Yes, but that's
Isn't that amazing?
Even down to some of the gigs I was taking.
Yeah, right.
Why am I doing that? You know, but anyway, I don't want to get to that.
Yeah, but now you know.
But you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. You know, I'm right there. And Vaughn, I'm pretty sure by you being in the theater,
Same thing.
it's got to be worse for you. You know what I'm saying? You
Man.
you can't even go on the street and mime, man. You know.
But Vaughn, you look familiar though, man. When I first clicked on the thing and I got the camera, your face looks familiar.
Well,
I know I've seen you somewhere.
I've done some stuff, like I mentioned Miss Everett's Boys for HBO and the
I remember that movie. I remember that title. I'm trying to think because I look at a lot of stuff. My wife and I,
and it was about the Tuskegee experiments that were taking place during the 1930s in the Deep South, and you know, and the lady that with it had Alfred Woodard playing the lead, and Lawrence Fishburne, you know. Yeah. So you know, that, and most of the time people will always recognize me from the movie Drumline. You know, yeah,
I knew it was something.
I played Nick Cannon's dad in the movie, by the way. So. Yeah.
I knew. Yeah. I wasn't. I couldn't remember exactly where, but I knew I had seen your face.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Right. Of course, I don't
walk.
Every time it happens when my family is around, they kind of walk away and leave me standing there by myself.
Oh man, beautiful.
But anyway, but Reggie, where can people get a hold of you, man? What social media platforms do you have? Where can they get a hold of you to, you know, let you know that, you know, I'll learn more about you?
Well, I got my webpage up. It's the Reggie Ward Project.com. Okay. So that's the main source.
Okay.
And like I said, if you want to, you know, purchase some of my material, it's on all of the sites. Reggie Ward, just put that in and all kind of stuff will come up.
Oh, okay, then. Cool.
Yeah.
And I know you've probably been doing some private things since you've been off and everything.
Yeah, I got a few gigs. I've been still gigging a little bit. I was kind of skeptical at first.
Oh, of course.
Because I went to 290 back in July, so whenever it was, I was kind of nervous a little bit. But nobody was in there. But lately, I've been doing stuff with people packed. It's a place I play on Sundays out in not Roswell, Beaufort, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
It's a hamburger joint. Ramon Pooster is playing, Alan Cook, and I don't know if you know Mike Hinton. He's the drummer, but it's packed, man. Nobody has mask on.
Oh, you have one on, don't you?
Of course.
Oh, okay. That's all that matters.
I don't when I'm off, but when I'm playing, I don't because I'm singing. So, but when I come off stage, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And that and Cafe 290 has been beginning to pack back out. People begin to come back out. Yeah. So.
All right. I know that Vaughn, you can let them know where they can catch you.
Oh, yes. Jazz Beats Radio, jazzbeatsradio.com. You can also
Jazz Beats. Wait a minute, Vaughn. Jazz Beats?
Beats, yes. Jazz Beats Radio.
Radio.com.
All one word. Jazzbeatsradio.com. Exactly.
So, Vaughn, what I have to do to get my record played on jazzbeats.com?
Man, you just let me know what it's I can find you on YouTube now. I can just type in your name and put in
Reggie Ward, a lot
blues, I got you, man. And I'm like this. To me, jazz ain't nothing but soul. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And soul is what I'm also doing. I do everything is on the smooth tip though. It's very sophisticated.
Right.
Excuse me, soul sophisticated. And I don't, my thing is like, it's about soul with me. So the jazz is based in soul, and it's thought provoking. It draws emotions. It takes people on journeys and trips and all that kind of stuff. And I have a ball with it. And I would definitely, I'm offering you first dibs to come on the radio station for 2021. I'd love to have you on the show. Let's talk about music and talk about stuff that that you're doing in the future of what the music is going to do. Love to have you.
Right.
Right.
Thank
And you know, you can always I'm Edwin Williams, founder of Jazz Matters Inc.
right.
And you can always get us at yesjazzmatters.org. And you can find out
Yes.
basically everything that we're doing and everything that we're going to be doing in the future because of we're working with the new formats of virtual formats, and we're
Okay.
gonna do recordings, and we're gonna do concerts also through there. Whenever this thing lets up, you know, we'll be
Right.
back out and we're doing what we're doing outdoors. And I think that, you know, like I said earlier, we do see light at the end of the tunnel. It's just
Yes.
that, you know, we just have to make sure that we're ready once we get to the edge of it, you know, so that we
That's
can
true.
actually go out there into it. So
Right.
that's great, Reg, man. I'm glad you came through, and we'll get you back on again. And like I
Okay.
said, you can always, if you want to find out a little more yourself about Jazz Matters, just go yesjazzmatters.org, and you can
Yes.
find out
Yes,
anything you
stuff.
want. And also, Reg, now we are a 501c3, so you know, we're a nonprofit, and
Okay.
you can donate. So tell your friends if they, you know, if they like to
Okay.
follow Reggie Ward, you know, Jazz Matters has a donate button. Push that, and you know,
Okay.
we'll have everything, you know, set up to where they'll get their, you know, notoriety
Right.
for donating and everything. So we're gonna
Right.
go ahead and end this one. And Reggie, man, it was good to see you again. Vaughn, of course,
Thank you, Edwin.
always.
Thank you for asking, man. I enjoyed it. Thank you. And thank you for having the patience for me to figure out what I was doing with the Zoom. I
Well,
got it now, though.
Well, I'm not going to even go through what it did, what I had to go through the very first time I started doing it. You know what I mean?
Really?
But
Yeah, because I'm like, I start getting panicky, man, to get my wife. She kind of, well, she knows the computer very well, so I
Right.
rely on her with a lot of stuff. But yeah, but thanks, Evan. I really thank you for even thinking about me, man. That means a lot to me, brother.
Well, okay then, and we're looking actually forward to getting you, you know, getting in a hold of you in our concert series, Reggie. So, you know,
Yes.
just look out for that. And
Okay.
we'll end that. So until the next time, this is Jazz Matters, and we're signing off with Reggie and Vaughn. We'll see you again next Monday.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.